Welcome to NocBro Nation.
Welcome back, guys. Jarrell here.
I'm Josh, and today we're finally here to talk about Fear the Walking Dead Season 8. Some questions that, me, Jarrell, and I think everyone has.
Yeah, guys. So there was a small little teaser on Twitter. Nothing much. Just showed a quick behind-the-scenes look, and they are currently in production. They are now shooting in Savannah, Georgia. They are out of Texas since they relocated from Season 4. And the teaser really just showed kind of Lenny James, the actress who plays Grace, and it seemed kind of like a more greener pasture in the backdrop. I'm sure they're still technically in Texas. It's just filming in Savannah, but it seemed like they're out of the radiation zone. Finally. No more orange, no more yellow, so pretty cool. But the other stuff we wanted to talk about are 10 questions fans, and including us, have for Season 8. And let's kick this started. So, will Morgan get baby Mo back? Morgan's first meeting with Madison was not a good one. We didn't like how it turned out.
Nope.
While she saved his life, she also took Mo along with another infant girl to a supposed safe haven known as PADRE. I think, yes, Morgan will get Mo back. The circumstances of that, it's going to be pretty insane. I'll guarantee that.
I'm sure he's going to get him back. Gosh, you talking about this just...
I know. It infuriates me.
Bothers the shit out of me just hearing about it.
It's been a while since we talked about Fear, and Fear's not due back until next year, probably April, I would imagine, April or May.
So many things done wrong.
Yeah,
so many things.
Yeah,
but I won't get into that. That's another video. But I think he gets Mo back.
Yeah, for sure. Can Madison survive with her lung issues? So Madison's return revealed that she suffered severe lung damage following the fire at the stadium, requiring oxygen to survive. This oxygen was supplied to her by someone at PADRE in exchange for her working for them, which involved inducting babies and children.
Yeah, you know what I'd like to see? I'd almost like to see AMC just gloss over it. Make her better.
The lungs?
Just make her better, and let's just forget about that she had this, right? And us fans question, well, didn't she have a lung issue? And forget about it, honestly.
It would depend on if they do a time skip, but any medical people out there, how long, would that be a permanent thing that she has to have this oxygen forever? Or would it be more of it just takes time for the lungs to somewhat repair themselves and then she's fine? Maybe she has small amounts of oxygen she needs, or would it take years for that to fully come back to normal, or would it never come back and she, like I said, needs oxygen for the rest of her life? Yeah. So I don't think they're going to, if she does need oxygen for the rest of her life, or it takes years, they're not going to take that long of a time.
Depends if they're going to kill her off.
True.
Like if she comes into this season still having that issue, then we have to question, okay, is she going to eventually go?
I think she is, because I think Season 8 is going to probably start, I wouldn't say not too long after Season 7 left off, because they're going to get to PADRE.
Yeah.
The next big one, is Alicia still alive? Even though we did not see her die, and her final scene seemed like a dream, but I think it was real.
Or a afterlife
Or an
scene.
afterlife thing, yeah. How long does she really have, and will she return for any reunion with her mother? We love Alicia Dedham-Carey. She's off, she was off filming another movie or show. We love her to death, and it was her choice to want to leave. And
then you should have done the reunion then.
I know. We really hope that she does return, but I think the biggest question is, how much longer is Fear going to go?
Yeah.
If Fear's going to go another season, you can still have time to get Alicia Dedham-Carey back before you say, all right, we're ending the series. Yeah. Let's bring her back.
What I would love if, because we're obviously not going to get it this season, guys, the reunion. And in my opinion, if they do keep her alive, because they left it open-ended.
Well,
you could interpret that as she's still alive, or you could interpret that as that's an afterlife dream.
It sucked because she was on the brink of death, and then she passes out, and which seemed like she woke up hours later. She was perfectly fine. Perfect makeup, perfect hair, no sweating. It seemed like she got her body, not her body mass, but it seemed like you could say put on weight, because in her sickness, she looked perfect.
Well,
how is that real?
And that's why you go back to...
Unless she has some variant in her.
No, that's when you go back to say she's dead.
She's dead.
Do you remember? Did she still have the hand missing?
Yeah.
Okay, so then she's alive.
Everything's the same.
Because if it is an afterlife thing, assuming that all the things we hear about afterlife, right? You return to your original state, right?
Yeah.
She would have had that hand.
Right.
So
No, everything was the same except for she looked
if you're-
brand new.
If you're asking me, is Alicia still alive? I think she absolutely is still alive.
Yeah.
Is she going to get a Madison return? I hope they save that for the series finale at this point.
Instead of hoping, they fucking better. That's the thing.
Like, they fucking better what? Do the reunion or wait till the finale?
Both. Do the reunion.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want her to come for a finale. I want Alicia Debney to come back for like
a final
full season, a half a season, whatever.
Completely agree.
But definitely they gotta do
But
the
at this
reunion.
point, it's all up in the air
It's all
because
up in the air,
we don't have her. We've said this before. There's no point in bringing Madison back if you were not going to do a reunion.
Exactly.
It was a complete waste of time, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't really like how when Morgan mentioned Alicia at first, and she was like, well, why didn't you come search for your kids? And it was like Madison didn't want to. Like, what? That is not in Madison's character.
It's a complete...
it was not her character.
180.
That's not her.
Yeah.
I didn't want to look for my kids. I wanted to make them think that I was still alive because that's what pushed them. Like, no.
Taking babies away. I'm taking babies away. Yet no.
Ridic.
It's a rant.
It's a rant. The next one. What is happening with Dwight and Sherry? Will season 8 begin with a time jump of some kind? Will Sherry be pregnant through the season and or already have the baby? With Dwight and Sherry, with their kind of new formulated group and still wanting to help people, it will be difficult for her when she's starts getting deeper into the pregnancy. Or will they give her a time skip where the baby is, they have the baby and they're trying to get Dwight and Sherry to finally be happy? I don't know what they're gonna do.
I'd like to have a time skip.
Yeah.
That's the way I'd like to see it. Have a time skip. Have her have the baby.
But here's the thing. She's pregnant. I'm not sure how far along she was. Maybe a month or two.
I don't even.
But here's the question.
Well, she could do a test, so you have to be somewhat along. I have 2 kids. I forgot the time frame.
But here's the thing. She was in a very heavily radiated area for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And that's going to be weird.
Yeah.
So how are they going to, are they going to do something so tragic to where she loses the baby because of that?
That is unfortunate because, look, there are known examples of babies taking the radiation from the mother in the womb.
Yeah.
That's been documented.
Yeah. That'd be tragic because these two have a very...
Absorbing, I think, is the word.
Yeah. I mean, these two have a very long history. We want them to be happy. We were annoyed with Sherry for quite a while because she always kept bickering at him and not wanting to be with him, and then she wanted to be with him, and then she didn't want to be with him. And Dwight always wants to be with her. He's like, he traveled that far to find her. Yeah. He finds her, and then she was kind of pushing him away for a while because she was scared and all this other shit.
We get the first time.
But we get the first time.
She kept doing it, and it got old.
Now, I got when she knew she was pregnant, I understood that. She was afraid. She's like, how would we raise a kid in this world? But in the end, she's happy. Dwight loves it. They want to have this baby, but can they really have this baby from them being in a very heavily radiated area for so long?
Yeah.
What will that do for to the baby? So crazy. Here's a good one, guys. Has Victor really changed? In his final scene with Alicia, was very emotional. He promised he would take care of the others, but fans need to know if Victor will follow through, and most importantly, if the others will trust him enough to go along with any plan he might have.
It was one of my favorite scenes of the finale. Probably the best part of the finale was that goodbye that they had, and honestly, I'm going to have to go with yes. I think he really has changed. I
loved him when he
said
he said he loved her.
Yeah,
and she said
that's what I was going to say. I don't know if he necessarily idolized her, but he loved her.
Yeah.
And I think that love was strong enough to really change his perspective in life.
It was really weird, when he was doing these things because he wanted her to be with him. Like, I mean, he was going a little loco anyway. I mean, when you throw that many people off of a roof, you go kind of crazy. But it was all because he loves her so much because of the past and everything that he went through with Madison and just everything that Victor and her have gone through. And I loved it in the end. And I truly hope that he has changed because even though he was an interesting villain, I hated it.
Well, and here's another thing.
I hated it.
Here's another thing that's going to get him to change even more if he's on the fence, right? Is Madison.
Yes,
right?
because
he has not seen her yet.
He hasn't seen her
yet. He
yet.
does not know that she's alive.
And he was, besides the rest of the group, he was one of the last people to actually talk to her before pushing away from the shore.
Yeah.
To really see her. And with everything that they've gone through, it would be really interesting. And that segues into the next question is, what will the Madison and Victor reunion look like? Andrew Chambliss, the showrunner on Fear the Walking Dead, confirmed in an after show of Talking Dead, did say that Madison and Victor would reunite, but he did not give any details as to when or how. That's going to be huge.
It's the second reunion outside of Madison and Alicia that fans are looking for is the Strand and Madison reunion. And look, Madison's not going to know what the events that occurred, so to her, it's going to be a resemblance of what they once had. Yeah. And for, Victor, who knows, man? I mean, I think he's going to be happy to see a Clark.
Yeah.
That's my honest opinion.
You know what's really crazy is that we've known him as Strand for so long. We've rarely called him Victor, but this last season it was always Victor. It was
Victor
a lot of
Strand.
Victor Strand. It's his name because so it's strange just saying Victor.
It is.
Strand. So we love the character. We love Como Domingo. Amazing. It was so interesting to see that change in the character. I mean, I loved it. That was a very big turn for the character. Yeah, we loved it.
I loved the
We
pompous
just didn't
attitude.
like a lot of it. Yeah, it was crazy.
Kiss the ring. This is my kingdom type attitude.
Walking around with an umbrella, eating strawberries and
That's
shit.
what I love the best.
Yeah.
Killing and throwing people off.
No, it's killing that family that Sherry and Dwight were
Well,
with.
he ordered them.
He ordered them. He didn't do it himself, but he technically did. Here's a big one, guys. Is Morgan going to survive? When Fear the Walking Dead began, Madison was the main protagonist. After her removal in Season 4 by the showrunners faking her death, the group met with Morgan, and he became the new lead. With Madison back, is there room for two lead characters, considering Morgan has continuously cheated death so many times?
Literally. Like at one point, you could make an argument he was dead. Walking dead.
He was literally walking dead. And what's his catchphrase? I don't die.
I don't die. Dude, that was sweet. I loved that. He's a survivor.
He's a stud, man. Yeah. I mean, I remember when after he went over to Fear, and a lot of people were like, did this just turn into Morgan and Friends? Like, I mean, he was the lead, and we were kind of taken back because we were like, why isn't Alicia heading this shit?
She should have been.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she took a back seat, doing all that stupid painting and shit, which we hated. But Morgan, unless they want to change something, do something drastic, he's a survivor.
Exactly. So. And to be honest, well, let me ask you this: do you think the show still needs him
for ratings?
Mm-hmm.
I really don't think so anymore. Technically,
I would think it would drop off drastically.
It helps, though. It does help, though. Yeah,
that's. I guess that's what I'm saying. It helps.
It helps their ratings. Yeah. I mean, we get it in our comments. We'll probably get it in this video in the comments. We have, it's the same thing with The Walking Dead. You have the people who love The Walking Dead, who love certain characters, who hate certain characters, and you have those people that truly hate the show or hate specific characters. You get it in every show, and it's your opinion. Whatever, do what you love.
Keep in mind that Morgan has outlived his comic book counterpart.
Oh, vastly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He definitely has.
Now, he didn't jump over to an entirely different world, but
no. Dwight has outlived. Sherry has outlived.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, it's interesting. I missed Dwight. I do miss Dwight in the main show.
I do too.
I really do. I really do, because I think him and Daryl.
Absolutely.
For Dwight being Daryl's number 2 guy.
Gosh, if
number 1 guy.
If there were 2 reunions that I wish we could get, if these shows merged, would be Morgan and Rick, which would be very hard to do, obviously, and Dwight and Daryl.
Dwight and Daryl, dude. Dwight and Daryl's huge.
And then Sherry and Negan would be my 3rd.
Oh my god. Imagine that, dude. They merge the shows and they see Negan in a community planting gardens and shit, and they're like, "What the fuck?"
So here, tomatoes.
He's married with a kid,
picking tomatoes.
That'd be insane.
Here's the difference. Maggie may have not and has not done anything to Negan. Sherry would straight up put a bullet in his head.
Sherry would go
no
insane.
questions asked.
Yeah.
She would put a bullet in his head without even saying a word.
Yeah. But again, guys, Fear the Walking Dead is 6+ years behind. Actually, they're close. They're about 8 years behind. So, but still, that would be a crazy reunion for Sherry to see Negan and Dwight, dude.
Maybe that's why they're shipping him off to Manhattan.
Probably, yeah. Here's another good one, guys. How long will Charlie last? As June told the group, Charlie didn't have much time left to live. Nonetheless, they took her on a raft with them to safety. She would be able to spend her last days with the people she loved and die surrounded by them. Fans are also curious as to whether she will ever meet and be confronted by Madison should Morgan reveal who is responsible for Nick's death.
Charlie will die on the premiere episode. I think that because you always have that iconic moment.
Yeah.
I think Charlie will be that iconic death in the opening of season 8. Truly do. And I don't think that Madison will find out that she's the killer.
Yeah, if not the premiere, a couple episodes in.
Because here's the deal.
Maybe. Depends on what they really want to do with their story.
Morgan's not the type of person to tell Madison that's the killer.
Yeah, he wouldn't.
There's no context.
No.
He would realize at that point that keep the peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd say, like, your son got caught up in, there was a fight between whatever.
I just don't even think that's going to come up. I really don't.
I don't know how he would explain it.
I think she dies. I really, truly think she dies. Look, we know her time's limited. We know she's going to die.
Do we?
They said it.
Do we?
They said it.
June said it, but we really
June's
don't.
a doctor.
We don't know. They've all there's one main person in our group that has had a lot of exposure to radiation.
Yeah, but
Grace.
We're chalking that up. We're chalking that up to,
and she was pregnant too, which
the bullshit. Bullshit of the story.
She lost her baby.
Yeah.
So Grace has had a lot of exposure because she was at that plant for so long.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Well,
yes, I believe June, but
did you see Charlie though?
She does look
bad,
but
pale.
Who else looked that way and turned out completely fine after a few hours?
I can't even remember.
Alicia.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Alicia wasn't exposed to radiation, but she was still sick.
That's two different things.
It is two different things, but they both look on the brink of death.
There ain't stopping. You're not.
No, Charlie is
do a blood transfusion, but even then you're not stopping.
Charlie is truly sick. I get what you're saying. I'm just kind of giving that devil's advocate. Like, is she really dying?
But you and I talked about this, that we thought they had to kill her off to bring Madison back.
Yeah.
And
you don't have to, but with how her story's going, it's like it's gonna happen.
Personally, I'd like to see Madison kill her.
Yeah. Josh has wanted this for so long, guys.
I've been waiting for it.
He's wanted a shotgun to the dome.
Should have happened a long time ago when she was young.
Yeah.
Should have happened right when she killed Nick.
Yeah. I mean,
anyway,
her. Yeah, we just don't know what they're going to do with her story.
I will be honest. I have warmed up to Charlie. That last episode that she was in, I thought it was okay.
It was all right.
Yeah.
Not bad. Oh, God, this one's so sad. Is Daniel's condition deteriorating? Daniel is clearly suffering from some type of illness or disease. Could it be Alzheimer's or dementia? It was sad to see him believe Ophelia was still alive, and we've seen him constantly forget things. He seemed better at the end of Season 7, but what will his condition and story be for the future? Oh, God, I hope that they do something more with Daniel, because I love the actor. We love the character. We always have. Yeah. We hope they do more. I mean, we don't want to see, I like that they're doing that, because it would be part of life. I mean, Alzheimer's, dementia, it's part of life. And to see that in a show, it's sad to see, but we don't want to see one of our favorite characters deteriorate that much,
We don't, but if they're going to do it right, they have to do it even exponentially.
They have to keep
keep that decline.
Right. We just don't know the severity of. We don't know what he has.
Yeah, we don't even know what he has.
We don't know what he has.
Are they gonna know?
It could be stress. It could just be mental stress from everything.
Is June gonna know? No, not without doing extensive testing to find out. So
I don't think she can do a CAT scan. You know,
Well, who knows?
Well, maybe they were at PADRE, or CRM. And that's the last one, guys. What is PADRE? It was finally revealed in the season 7 finale. PADRE does exist, but it isn't exactly a place to be admired. It appears the leaders use tactics to manipulate people into wanting only to exist within themselves, cutting all ties to others that can get in the way. It sounds like a cult. Chambliss noted on Talking Dead that Season 8 would involve a lot of scenes on the water, which means PADRE could exist on the seas or potentially on an island, because where Madison and Morgan are going, they got to travel there by boat.
Yeah. One of probably the most disappointing parts was PADRE. Like you gotta ask me. I'm not excited about PADRE, and it's mainly because of the whole storyline of the kids crap. Yeah. Like,
not right now.
That's just lame.
It sounds stupid. And is it
lame? Stupid.
Is it an island? Is it, it'd be cool if it was like a massive cargo ship, an aircraft carrier. We kind of mentioned in a video if they turned it in kind of like a Waterworld type thing. Don't watch that movie; it's trash.
But this group has no ties to each other, so no family ties. You don't talk to each other. You don't
use your names.
You don't. That's just.
It's weird.
It's weird.
It's weird. I want to know.
Maybe they do it right. I don't know, but
we'll find out.
I don't know.
We're not excited for.
I'm not excited for
PADRE right now.
I'll tell you this. It's not going to be a safe haven for our group.
No.
They take this place over. It's not going to be something that they can sustain, life on. I don't think that's an Alexandria of Fear the Walking Dead.
No. Guys, I'll tell you my early prediction right now. By the end of season 8, our group is going to get everybody out of PADRE, whatever. They're going to travel back, and they're going back to the building, Strand's building, where Alicia has cleared everything. She's fortified it, and boom, reunion.
And she's even removed all radiation.
She's removed the radiation. No, actually, by that time, the radiation's kind of cleared out. It's the winds have taken it out, and it's fine.
10,000 years of magically.
Yes. Yeah.
Gone by.
Yep.
And everyone's still alive.
No, man. Our group is not. That's not going to be the place they're going to take over. They're going to go
say one thing right though. By the end of season 8, they will be moving on.
Yeah.
And where they're going to be going is
go back to the stadium, rebuild it,
or merge. But that's the easy way out. That's the easy way to do it.
It's a time jump.
They can't merge. They can't.
They can. It's just
they'd have to do it in Fear and not Walking Dead.
They got to jump 8 years.
Yeah.
I mean, The Walking Dead jumped 6 years. Fear could jump 8 years, depending on how many time skips we have in season 8 to get it down to 6 years. But I don't know. They're not merging before the end of the series anyway. So
yeah, it'll be interesting. I think that
they could do something by the end of the Fear series where we're home, Alexandria.
They got to find a home first.
Yeah.
Like, they have not had the stadium's been the only solid place of ground that they've maintained for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
And, maybe that's what makes Fear the Walking Dead, unique. They've always been on the road.
Yeah.
They've always been doing something, but yeah.
So yeah, guys, let us know about these 10 questions. What answers do you have to these questions, and expectations for the upcoming season? Stay tuned. We don't really have much to talk about too much right now with Fear, but
we get a trailer.
But stay tuned. We'll discuss more and kind of give our breakdowns or predictions of how we would like to see some things go, some story arcs and lines with some of our characters. So once again, thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe. And we will see you guys in the next one. I'm Jarrell.
I'm Josh.
We're NocBro Nation. We're out.